Hello everyone and welcome back to another episode of the Garment Decorators Podcast. I'm joined by Andy today as usual.
Hello.
And we're also joined by Grace and Lauren from TriDri.
Hi.
Would you like to introduce yourselves a little bit to everyone listening?
Yeah, so I'm Grace. I'm the TriDri brand manager. I look after everything from photo shoots, events, the marketing side, the website, all the bits and pieces like that. And then we've got Lauren, who's been with us for 3 months now. I'll let you introduce yourself.
Yeah, so my name's Lauren. I'm the brand ambassador. So I go out, talk to customers, speak to them about our lines, take feedback from the brand, and then offer them any marketing assets as well.
Nice, and thank you very much for joining us today. We're thrilled to have you on the podcast. I know that we did a video at the last promo and promotion show, so our viewers probably recognise you, Grace, as two of the products that we've been fusing onto recently. So what is, for everyone listening that isn't necessarily printing on athleisure or on sportswear and things like that, can you give them a bit of an overview about who TriDri are as a brand, what kind of products you sell? Because like I say, we have people that do sort of t-shirts and hoodies, but venturing into the athleisure market is a totally different thing.
Yeah, I think one of the things that we're trying at the moment, so we started as a sportswear brand, a lot of polyester, leggings, polyester t-shirts, which are obviously cheap and easy to print on. They sell into marathons and things like that, running clubs. And we branched out following fashion trends, printed leggings and things like that. And then we grew, developed, I think COVID probably developed us the most. We saw that there was a massive boost, not only in fitness clothes, but loungewear, athleisure wear. It became your everyday uniform. So we do a lot of hoodies now and sweatpants. All these things, can be worn as workwear now. So your leggings and your hoodie it's an everyday, almost work staple. So not just athleisure, not just sportswear now. There's so many other things that it can go into. Workwear. It can go into music merchandise. It just depends where your ideas take you.
I think that's a really good point. Is and having the chances. We've seen your stuff up close in person, but it is so much more of a full solution now rather than just like here's some leggings. It's like literally you can do a whole set for if you're providing workout for someone, or corporate wear, anything. You can do like what occasions do you need this workwear to find a solution for you. Like okay, just pick this one or this one or this one now. Which I think is really helpful for everyone.
Yeah, I think as well, it's such a competitive industry, hoodies especially, and joggers and things like that we try and add a design tweakment, to make it, a desirable product, to make it that little bit different that people with a more fashionable eye might spot, or someone who just wants something a bit different. Maybe someone's customer wants a hoodie, but they want to stand out. So we've got a massive range of, different hoodies now. We've got the cropped with the drawstring. We also have a half zip. I think everyone is. It's one of our favourites. I think Lauren, you've got it on as well, haven't you, Molly?
I have. The thing that you said to me during our PMP video, which stuck out to me the most, was that it's the perfect length of crop. And I suppose this isn't as relevant for you, but you were so right, because so many crop tops are way too cropped, but then other hoodies I put on and they're basically on my knees, and I'm like, this is just not the right sort of length, but this one is perfect.
Yeah, I think maybe we scare some people off sometimes when you say cropped, but
that is true.
Yeah, it's one of the things, especially when it's not until you try it on that you're like, oh no, it's just the right balance. It just hits you just on the waist where your leggings finish, so you're not showing off your abs, which I've definitely got. I think one of the things as well that we're working on at the moment is a kids version, and that there's a fine line there. You don't want your child walking around with, I assume people don't want their children walking around with their bellies out. So we're just working on the kids cropped one at the moment as well.
Yeah. Is there anything else new coming out for TriDri? I know that obviously we spoke a bit before the podcast about a few things that I'm now personally very excited about. But what's new for TriDri in the upcoming months, or sort of even years really?
So we've just launched the new TriDri summer styles, and that contains, I've got one now, the 601. It's just the zipped version basically of the cropped hoodie that you've got on now.
I did think that when you came in, because I was like, that's the half zip one which we have here, but it doesn't go all the way down. And I was looking at yours and I was thinking, I haven't seen that before.
I think we were missing a full zip version, And we just thought, why not just,
So
take the
that's
bestseller.
first full zip that you've done.
First full zip,
Okay.
yeah. So we just put a zip on it basically,
Yeah.
and it's going well so far. It's only been out for the last few weeks. We've also got flares now as well. That was just a trend-led product. We've only got black classic ones, but again, they're flying out.
That's probably all you need at the moment, isn't it?
Yeah, I think as well. It's just so comfy. I can't stop wearing them. And then we basically the new styles were just tweakments on bestsellers. We brought out a crop tee with ruched sides and a crop tee with a twisted front as well. So just basically we looked at everything that we were selling already and we thought, how can we change this slightly? We know that people like this. How can we change it slightly and make it another best-selling product? And we can already see certain things, some things might fail, but some things are already flying out the door.
So for someone who's not as familiar with buying crop tees, what does the twisted front on a crop tee mean or look like?
You mean you don't know that,
I don't
Andy?
know.
So the twisted front just has some twist detailing at the front. It just looks like there's a knot in it, almost. We sell so well on our basic crop tee at the moment, the TRO 19, and we saw so many things coming out in retail fashion. That's where we get most of our ideas, and we just thought, right, let's do some variations of it. And a 100% cotton t-shirt is just so easy to print anyway.
Yeah.
It's an easy sell. So
How cropped is the twist front on the tee? Is it
it's
similar to the hoodies?
So it's a bit higher than the hoodies. So me and Lauren have both the top crop t-shirts, don't we? And we set, so we don't want our stomach on, not for work anyway, not for home life either, I suppose. But we've sized up just so that it finishes just where the leggings are.
Okay.
Whereas if we go to our normal size, it would probably be a crop tee. So we've just sized up for work. So
That's quite good though, because people could offer 2 products essentially for that. You could do like the cropped version, and then you could do like the more, I say oversized, but like normal fit version as well with one product. So that's quite handy.
I think you're boxing yourself in if you do things too crop. There's a big market and a range of sizes out there. Me personally, I don't want to be showing off, especially for work as well. We've made it so that it can be sold into uniform and things like that, and it's still wearable, and people aren't going to be gasping at someone walking past. So we do think about uniform when we do design things as well. Can this be sold into the uniform market as well? It's not just a fashion product. Fashion products are only going to last us, 2 to 3 years. We try and think about, could this stay in the range for a lot longer than that? And obviously that keeps customers happy. They don't want to see things discontinued if it's one of their best sellers as well. So
that's the thing. If you just find a product that works for you as a heat printer, and then your supplier goes, "Oh, we're not going to make that anymore," you're like, "Oh no, that's the worst thing that could happen." So I think that's really reassuring to everyone that listens, that they can have that sort of stability for their product range. And I suppose quite a few people do just use your entire range and relabel them, resell them as their own brand. So if somebody goes to them and says, "Oh, why are you not making this anymore?" They can't go, because I can't get, it's a bit of a awkward situation. One thing I did want to ask you about was the leggings that you cut to your own length.
Yes. Yeah.
How does that work? I noticed they had seams up the leg. Is that to stop them fraying? Because obviously we've printed on, which we'll get into later, but we've printed on basically all of your products and they all work really, really well. But that's just something I've never, ever seen in the industry before.
So the way that they work, the way that they're knitted, there's so many different cross sections of knit with the seamless that makes them stretchy in all ways, but at the same time that means when you cut it, because it's stitched so many different ways, when you cut it doesn't start to fray. So we've done cut tests, wearer tests and wash tests, and they hold up pretty well, but it's something that it probably doesn't get noticed on the website because they just look like another black pair of leggings until you read a bit more about them. So I think that's where Lauren's going to come in handy.
Oh yeah, they're my favourite leggings. They genuinely are, because with the bit where you can cut off, I'm 5'1", so me getting leggings is quite hard.
They're always the wrong length.
Yeah, I have to get 7/8 most of the time just to try and fit me. But these ones are great because they do fit. They're great on the leg.
You can have cropped, you can have full length.
Yeah.
They're all,
Whichever fit you want.
I saw them online and I just thought that's actually genius. No one has done that before. No, nothing that I've seen people do that before. Yes, I thought that was pretty cool. So, and the new zip hoodie comes in all of the colours that the original comes in as well.
So we've brought out less than the original. We brought out the best sellers.
Okay.
So you've got your classics. You've got heather, black, and then nude is actually our second best-selling colour. So we've brought that out as well. And we're just launching. I'm saying this. We are extending the colour range in the new year. So because we're bringing out kids styles. We decided to take inspiration from the dance market, and we've brought out the cropped hoodie. We are bringing out the zipped cropped hoodie just in case anyone wants, because this one's got pockets, which is a bit different to the standard cropped hoodie. We're bringing out classic leggings, and we've got the cropped tee, but it's more of a boxy fit on a child. So we've taken all that out, and we've got the joggers as well, so you can get matching sets. So basically, when we brought out the kids, we thought about the dancewear market and what colours would sell in the dancewear, or, that's just us trying to do a bit of research, predicting what might sell. So then we've also extended the adults' colours so that you can get a full size set. So and if you've got a dance club that go from, say, 5 to 6 all the way up until, 20, 30, whatever age, they're into their size 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, then we've got them covered. We can cover a whole dance class no matter what size or age range.
Yeah. What's the process that goes into, as I say, you just mentioned you've got new products coming out, some of which were existing, you've just added to, some of which are completely new, like the flares. Is it based off of the trends on like the retail market and you try and adapt to that, or what goes into creating the new products? Because that's something, I'm sure our customers would like to know, because I personally find it really interesting.
It's definitely retail. I think if you're in our market, I don't think you can invent something completely new and expect people to pick it up. Fashion is dictated by, street style and things that come through from the high fashion houses. It's watered down into everyday wear. So we definitely take, I'm signed up to so many different activewear brands and things. And if I see something new and something exciting or a new colour, I'm like, oh, this is nice. Like, why haven't we thought about that? And of course, we've got to think about different things like, will our customers want something like that? Is it too trend led? Is that something in retail they can afford to bring things out? It lasts 3 months and it's gone. Yeah. They've sold through all their stock. They're over it. With us, we obviously, like we said, want to keep things, as consistent as possible and keep them there for 3-5 years plus if we can. So it's definitely, we can get dazzled by all these new exciting things, but we do think about, well, is that easy? Is that going to be easy to print on? Is there a print area on there? Are people going to want it in our industry? Is it going to stand the test of time?
Yeah.
You've got to think about your customers basically, haven't you? What do they actually really want, and how long? Is it just going to be a fad, or will actually only really 5 people ask about it? And you're like, well, that's a waste of time making all that stuff. When it doesn't really solve a problem, it's always, you still got to come back to the why, and why bring a product out this because of this.
It's always the classics, isn't it?
Yeah. I think you get excited sometimes by the trend-led product. Like I said, we've seen some things, got so excited, brought it out, and there's this influx of purchases at the beginning, because that's what happens with a trend. They buy it all at the beginning and then it fades. So you get excited and think, oh, it's selling so much. A year goes by, it's died a death, and unfortunately then we end up having to have the talk about discontinuing. So it's definitely something, it's been a learning curve. We've learned these things, and some things, even though they were a test in the waters of the cropped hoodie that you got on now, that was a bit of a, ooh, this is a trend product. However many years ago we brought that out, that was a trend we spotted, and it's stood the test of time. It's our best seller now. So some things, we're just lucky.
I do think it's how you execute it though, because like you say, if you'd have brought out your typical cropped hoodie, that might have done a season, a year, however long the fad would have lasted, and then it might have phased out. But the fact that you went, okay, no, let's, make it a tiny bit longer, let's add the drawstring, all of that, they're probably things that factor into it being that long lasting product in your range.
Yeah. And I think as well with the hoodie, there was things, and I will admit, back then we might have not thought as much about the print side of things. We were, a few years ago, we were bringing out printed leggings and, things that probably weren't easy. Where'd you put the print on that? You put a tiny brand logo and it's done. but the hoodie's probably stood the test because it's got a huge print area on the front and back. There's no pocket, there's no pockets on the way. And you might think that's, sometimes people say, if a hoodie's not got any pockets, then you can't. I can't tell you the amount of leggings and hoodies that I've got that don't have pockets, and it's about the look for me. Sorry. It's about how it looks. I will go the day holding the phone in my hand if I think it looks nice.
Yeah.
So I think there's some things, if they look good, they just work.
Yeah.
I honestly don't know when the last time I needed to use a hoodie pocket.
I thought you were going to say the last time I had pockets in my leggings.
I mean, in all honesty, like we wear lots of hoodies for doing the different bits of recording here and there, but
and PP as well.
I literally never used a hoodie pocket.
No.
It seems to be never the right size as well, does it? I think one of the things with our leggings that we have really tried hard on is to bring out ones with pockets, because it is, before it was a gym item, now it's an athleisure item. You wear it every day. So it is handy to have a pocket on the side of your leg where you can put your phone in. But I'll admit, we brought the flares out and we didn't want to put a big double panel down these because
I don't think that would look right.
No, it won't suit the style of the legging. So we're like, ooh, and there is a pocket on the waistband at the back, which you can just about squeeze a phone in, but am I bothered? No,
Who does that though?
No.
Like, realistically?
Yeah, I like the style of them. They feel really nice and comfy. I've not stopped wearing them. So the pocket, I don't know, it is about the look. It's moving into looks now. So yeah.
And speaking of looks, whenever I do use my hoodie pocket at Promo and Promotion, I'm normally carrying a phone, a camera, heavy, bulky things. I put it in the pocket. It looks awful because it just sags straight down. And I'm like, well, that's not what I was going for. So like you say, just not really that bothered.
Yeah.
And they do not cause issues with printing, because you can do it with a different size pattern, isolate the area. We've talked about this before, blah, blah, blah. But it's easier without, because you just slide the garment on, you have to consider the pocket or the seam. So
I remember when Molly first started, we did the first Promo and Promotion. One of the conversations we had before was like, you need to go and speak to Grace because she's one of the experts when it comes to the athleisure market. And she's been working, you've done so much work with TriDri. She said, okay, and the first question was why TriDri really? But one of the reasons is the more you get to know the TriDri products, the more you think, I know that one. And you see lots and lots of places where they're using TriDri stuff and just rebranding it.
Yeah.
Because it's very much a brand behind brand sometimes. And we've had lots of customers who've made real success of themselves having athleisure brands or sports brands or on the workwear, just corporate stuff now. But I think the interesting thing is that this type of product is you're able to sell it as just a normal workwear thing, or you can really sell it as a premium product as well because it's of the quality in that. So I was just wondering if you don't have to obviously name names, but could you perhaps talk a little bit to some of the examples of where you've seen the TriDri stuff in the really high-end customer groups as well?
Yeah, I think I won't name names because we sell to a lot of customers who sell to, as a retail brand. And I'm not ashamed to say, like, TriDri is a great filler product. So we've had people start their brand with TriDri. It's been an easy way to start, they're heat pressing things, they're ordering the amount of items when they need them rather than holding the stock.
Yeah.
And as they've developed, they've wanted to, they've heard bits and pieces about, oh, this would be good. Why don't you do this? So they've started going to factories themselves and coming out with their own ranges, but they always fall back on TriDri as, you're creating a new collection, right? Let's put the half zip in this time and put it in the sage color. It's a great filler for them still. So they might have started their brand on it, but they're still running with it and using it as and when they want it. As soon as new things come out, we've just had someone recently and they're, they do really well, amazing on printed, like crazy leggings. And, they still come back to us for classic filler things that are going to keep going behind the scenes, and that people will just pop in they'll buy their printed leggings and then they're just going to, they'll pop a pair of flares and they're in a crop tee at the same time. So I'm not ashamed to say, you can start your brand with TriDri and it'll keep you going. It's a great filler thing as the brand develops and goes on.
The advantage as well is that you could get a TriDri stuff next day.
Yeah.
When you can't get that if you're sourcing it from overseas, because you could be a couple of months by the time if it's coming on a boat.
Yeah.
And if you need to jump on a trend or customer comes back to you and be like, yeah, I need 1,000 more of those now. And you're like, if you said it was 2 months, I'd be like, I'll go and find someone else, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's great that you can get it next day, and you can also buy, so you can purchase like a single item. So say if you wanted to see something to try it, see if it is good for your brand, you can also buy single, you can buy in pack, or you buy carton. So yeah, you can buy as many as you need.
And they can buy it and wear it as well, can't they? That's one of the things that you're speaking to people at the moment. You know, they might not think TriDri is the right fit, but you're saying, just buy something for yourself, you know, wear it, and then let us know what you think. And it wasn't until I started wearing more stuff from work, I'm like, actually, I really like it. It's really comfy, and it's what I choose to wear, you know, working from home or in the office now. So I think, you know, that's another handy thing. You can buy a single unit, so you can get it for yourself.
Yeah.
The prices that you're paying, you know, we leave it so that customers can mark it up by a good percentage, so they're making a profit out of it after the prices of, you know, the print that they put on or any kind of decoration. So there's definitely room there. And it depends, you know, it depends how you brand yourself, how much you can sell that garment for. Are you someone who, you know, is selling to customers who want something cheap and cheerful, or are you putting yourself out there as a premium brand, you know, the brand that everyone wants to be seen in? It really depends how you want to market yourself, really.
Yeah, I think that's really important. It's not to kind of put a ceiling on what you can achieve with branded garments. It could be, you could make £10 an item, you could make £50 an item. It's like I say, it's all around how you position your brand. We have lots of our customers that have exactly the same transfer and exactly the same top, and one because they've got slightly nicer, more artistic design. It could be £100 difference between the end sale price. It's all around to placement and just all being kind of committing to that's my brand identity.
Yeah.
You can sell at that price, and people will buy it because it's going to last wash after wash, and it's going to stay good quality no matter how long you wear it for.
Yeah.
It doesn't cost that much either, does it, to add decoration? I mean, obviously that's what we do all day, every day. But when we were working out the pricing points for a few of our future videos, which are coming up, so make sure to subscribe on our YouTube channel. Shameless plug if you don't. But we are doing an Athleisure series, which I'm sure everybody is already aware of, and we're using a lot of TriDri, majority TriDri products, as you can see. But one thing that we figured out from using our ultra color transfers was that if you do the, you know, obviously it's minimum of 10 sheets for that, but the more that you order, the price really quickly comes down, especially if you're putting more than one design on the sheet. So we ordered, you know, 3 or 4 of these like bigger front or back prints, a few of the little left chests, a few single letters for sort of, you know, what would be your little 10 by 10s. And it came out really, really cheaply for us to decorate an entire collection with just one order of transfers.
Yeah, you'll see, you could be looking at sort of, well, if you want to get to volume, you're looking like 5p to decorate.
Yeah.
It's nothing, isn't it? Yeah.
But this, you know, it's really, really premium.
And even if you go on the higher end of decoration, even sort of 50p to £1 for the more expensive, when you actually take a step back, that's not that much either.
No.
Like, you can get it down, but if you're just starting out, it's just as affordable.
So for those that are just starting out, and I guess this is probably for one for you, Lauren, is that when someone phones up to you and they've never used TriDri before, and they've never kind of used these types of products before, what would you say is the products that you always recommend? Try these, the ones you say, put this on, wear it, walk around in it. What would you recommend as starter products?
So I'd give them a mixture really of like the athleisure or the performance as well. So I definitely recommend the 85 TR85. If we're talking performance, I'd go with one of our best sellers, which is the TR10, which is the men's performance t-shirt. I'd also go with leggings as well, and then maybe some of the gym sets that we've got. We've got TR215 and 214, which are part of our new lines, which are really good, really great to work out in. So I always recommend like 2 different sides. And we've also got a lot of spun dye as well. So they're a lot more eco-friendly and a lot comfortable, really comfortable. So I definitely recommend those as well for the athleisure side.
Would you say that, and this is something that's come up quite a lot with a lot of the guests that come in, but are people tending to lean towards having complete sets when they're actually buying the stuff in bulk?
I think so. It just depends on what type of business you're sort of going in, really, because we can go into near enough anything, whether it be workwear, gym wear, or you're starting your own brand. People do like sets. Luckily for us, we've got loads of different sets, even with the athleisure side, where we've got like these hoodies with like matching joggers, jogger shorts, retro shorts. So any sort of style you want to go in, we've got.
And that's, and we've seen that. But again, it's, everyone that's listening is here they're listening because they want to make some money from garment decorating. But the more items you can sell to a customer in one go, the more profitable and more successful you're going to be as a business. So actually, the fact that you can get complete sets if your customer wants them, or you can complement it with the different t-shirt types and the sweats, and as well as just the leggings, it means that you can really create a full set and just add on as well as you go along, which I think is really useful.
Yeah, I think the whole range you can upsell. You're selling a pair of leggings. Do you want a vest top? Do you want a sports bra? Do you want a hoodie instead? And then obviously, like Lauren said, we've got the whole loungewear selection now, which is matching hoodies and joggers. The TRO 55s are really good in terms of they're a skinny fit jogger, which isn't necessarily on trend at the moment, but it's something I wear for all the exhibitions, and it looks smart enough that you could wear that as a uniform for work. We do try and think about the collection when we bring things out. What collection is that fitting in? What can it be mixed and matched with? And then we also have the seamless sets as well, like you mentioned, that you can get the matching color in the hoodie as well. So we've got the eco seamless set that we do, and that's in like a sage color. And then we also have the sage loungewear as well, which can be sold as a complete uniform.
I think that's good because with people having work from home and hybrid working, I think even people that are in day to day in the office, the kind of the uniform is much more casual now. That having that kind of flexibility is really important for the end customer, because they don't want just something that's a bit boring or stifling. They want to be comfortable no matter what their work setup is now.
Yeah, I think that's really important nowadays, isn't it?
What are some of you've spoken a little bit about the new products that you're sort of bringing out and the success stories you've had with other customers, but what would you say the most common questions are that you get from your customers on a daily or a weekly basis, asking questions about your products? Because I'm pretty sure there are people listening that are going, oh, I want to ask this, I want to ask that. So what would you say the most common questions around your products are?
I'll give that to you, Lauren, to answer, because you speak to people.
I'd say one of them would be from customers that buy a lot of leggings from us. That's about shorts and different like leg length in shorts, so like cycling shorts and then shorter ones as well, which is something that we have, which they did not know about. So we get asked a lot about those. We get asked a lot about like the different types of hoodies that we've got. So like, we've got the same one on today. We've got the one with the half zip and then one with the full zip that Grace has got on. So with the full zip one that we have, what's the code for it again? Sorry,
601.
601. Sorry. So on the front of it, it's really easy to put prints on. So the zip is actually completely covered. So it's really simple to print on, which is something that a lot of people ask, is it good to print on or not? So yeah, so we get asked about that.
The zip thing is quite a good thing as well, actually, because it's something that jumped out to me and Molly when we were preparing for you guys coming in. We obviously decorated the room, made it look wonderful, but
did our homework.
The actual thing, a lot of the things that that stood out for us was the zip was one of the big ones, because it's a nice metal zip, but it's nice, the kind of the stitching and the tailoring into it really feels much higher end than some of the competitive products out there I found. You kind of really like, okay, this is really good quality.
Yeah, I think that's just, again, having that bit more of a fashion edge and wanting it to be noticeable by customers. Like I said, the hoodie, there's a lot of competition in the hoodie arena, isn't there?
Yeah.
So I think we've had to think about these little tiny things that, can get us noticed. So yeah, we try and think about all the small details like that. And also like, what's going to improve the print side. So we have a men's hoodie that is no pocket, but it's a hidden kangaroo pocket inside. So we've thought about different things like that, but it's just hard sometimes to get it across on, if we don't put it right in front of people and show them the exact garment. I'm sure you have it here where people pick things up and they're like, I've not seen this. Yeah. And they've probably scrolled past it on the website. It just looks like another hoodie, unfortunately. it's that struggle to market things with just online images and presence. Whereas when people come to P&P and things like that and see it on the hanger, it just makes so much more. Or, you know, when Lauren goes to visit them and pulls out a load of samples and they're like, oh, where's this been? So I think it's about getting the product in front of people. But, you know, we do try and think about the smaller details. It's just so hard to get it across on the website sometimes.
Yeah, even with our gym sets, so we've got quite a few where they've got contour on them. So they've got a really nice leg or underneath like the bust. And with sports bras as well, we've got quite a lot which are medium impact, which you can't really tell from the website. They've got adjustable straps, and you can also remove the pads from inside of them as well, which is great to show customers when I go to see them. But you can't really see that on the website.
I think that's why it's really important that there's brand ambassadors like you out there, Lauren, and being able to meet you at shows as well, Grace, is that actually we always talk about getting into the nerdy detail of clothing and transfers, but that's why it's always really important to kind of like, if you're listening to this, is to phone people like us up or email you to be like, and just pepper you with questions to be like, what about this? What about this? This is what I'm looking for my customer, because there's always the good, better, best options. And because as long as you're like specific about what you're looking for to achieve from the product, there's always a solution to it.
Yeah.
It's just about having that conversation and starting to build that partnership with companies like TriDri to get the most out of it.
Yeah, I think one of the questions that was really good at P&P that we had was someone asked me, what do you count as a premium product? And what, you know, they wanted a legging that they could take into their customer that was going to be squat proof. You know, it was for people who were going to lift weights. They needed it to perform in the gym. And they were like, I've had one of yours before and it didn't work. You know, like it's too, like it falls down. And then when I took him through the products, I said, well, you know, these are the ones that we're like, they're gym ready. They're high compression. They're going to suck you in. They're going to be squat proof. You're not going to be see-through when you're squatting. And, you know, these are performance leggings. I said, and then these ones that you've bought before, they're your everyday. They're, you know, your soft foam pocket. They're everyday leggings that you can wear to work, wear under a hoodie. You know, they're for taking the kids to school. They're for lounging around in the house. They're for going on a walk. But, you know, they're not counted as our performance legging. So it made me learn something. It made me think, right, I need to think about how we can market this better and explain to customers online, right, this is your everyday, and then this is your performance one. So what I actually did after that was I made a bit of a performance pack for them. And I was like, these are your, you know, performance bra, like sports bras. These are your performance leggings. These are your TRO 10s and 20s that are your polyester tops that are, you know, wearable in the gym. They're going to be great for things like that. And then we have the loungewear sets and the, like, you know, things like the matching seamless. You can wear them in the gym and they'll perform, but they're more of a style. They're more of a fashion. They're more of a, you want to be seen in them to look good rather than the performance side in the gym. So we definitely have things that have been made for people who are working out, and then also people that are, you know, lounging around athleisure every day. Yeah. So that's one of the things we're going to do going forward is not split the range, but we're going to make it easier for customers to not have to scroll through loads of things, but they'll be able to see, right, this is your everyday legging. This is the one that I'm going to give to this company that they just want a legging and a hoodie uniform. And then this is the one that I'm going to sell to that gym company that they want to be sorting out all their customers with matching sets that have got their, you know, logo emblazoned on them. Yeah. So I think we just need to make that clearer for customers. But we have, you know, different things that that cater to different needs.
So someone wants to go onto your website today, what's the thing they should look out for that kind of categorizes or differentiates the everyday from the performance ones?
So at the moment, I would say that we have a trend section on there, so you can see different trends. Yeah. One of the things that we're hoping to do going forward is we're going to break down. So as you see on retail sites, they break down the leggings into so many different, you know, what length do you want? They have so many different filters on, you know, do you want squat proof? Is it for a certain sport? So we're hoping to create a filter feature. And this has only come with time. You know, you can't do that when you've got 3 pairs of leggings. You have to have a good range to be able to start filtering products. And I think we've got to that point now where we have got a fashion range, we have got a sportswear range, we have got an athleisure range. There's so much going on. We need to start filtering that and making it easier for customers. You know, we've got these flares. Would you wear them for the gym? I suppose you could, but they're more like a yoga wear legging. If not, they are an everyday. So we're going to start putting filters onto the website that make it easier for customers to determine what they need and not have to ask us. They can. We love a question. Please contact us with questions. It's nice to hear people being enthusiastic about the brand. But yeah, we just want to make it, because we know people are so busy. You know, we've got all the marketing assets on the website that are really handy to use as well. So if you sign up, you can access all them. It's all the imagery for you to download. You know, we've got decoration sheets on there. We've got Pantone sheets. So, you know, the different colours that you're working with. And you can contact us and order any brochures and things as well that you want on there as well.
Which is the best way to get in contact with you? Is it through the website or just give us a call? What do you recommend for everyone?
I would say contact us through the website. So we have a contact form on there, and then one of us will be in touch. There's a few of us behind the scenes. So it depends what, you know, if it's a marketing question, then you'll probably hear from me. If it's more of a sales question or a general question on styles, then it'll come from you. Yeah. So yeah, through the website is the easiest way. And then if you leave your phone, you know, the contact form gives details of phone number, also whereabouts you're based, because some people ask us, where can I want a reseller. You know, I'm not, you know, I don't need a distributor. I want to buy this, but where can I buy it from? So we put the address details on there so that we can recommend someone in their area that can sell them TriDri as well.
Brilliant. Is that everything for today? Do you have anything else to add?
I don't think so. I mean, we've got lots and lots of stuff planned because Grace and Lauren kindly decided to agree to come in for the day. So we're going to be recording lots and lots of videos because we want to make it apparent for everyone that, you know, and if you're listening or watching, is that they're adding a product like this into your existing range is really easy. I think that's it. People kind of get a bit hung up because I think you're talking to us off air about, they see the different types of leggings and the different types of stitching in them and think, oh, I can't do that. But the reality is that it's really easy to decorate on everything. It's more about just kind of getting that mindset of trying to break stuff, find the limitations of it, because there's always something, but there's limitations always a lot less than you always think. So it's just having a mindset of, I'm going to figure this one out. I'm going to find a solution. Hopefully the videos that we do together will be the solution for you and make your life much easier. But I can personally say, as we prepared for this, myself and Molly, is that we had no problems decorating any of the stuff. And we could see why people were having some great success using the TriDri product. And that's one of the reasons why we wanted you guys in today, is because we see how big the athleisure and the everyday workwear with your products is. So we want to make sure that everyone is getting the most from it. So we're really grateful for you guys coming in today. And I just encourage everyone to get in contact. You leverage that marketing collateral that you make available to everyone, because it's a great way to you don't even have to spend a penny, and then straight away you can put it in front of your customers and be like, look, what do you think? Have you got questions about this? Let's start a conversation and start adding more products in, because that's the type of products that end users want.
Yeah.
That's the most important thing. What do your customers want? And they want to have those relaxed fits. They want the crop stuff, but they want products that have been made with care and attention, because people's understanding of product is a lot more detailed, especially these types of products now. Over the last couple of years, everyone's got to know what they really do and don't want from things like leggings and everyday wear like that. So I think it's really important to, have partnerships with people like yourselves and start opening up those conversations.
Brilliant. Well, thank you very much, Grace and Lauren, for joining us on this week's episode of the Garment Decorators Podcast. Like Andy said, we are making lots of videos this week, and they will all be going up onto our YouTube channel over the course of the next few months. So if you're not already subscribed, do head over and hit that subscribe button. If you're watching on YouTube, you're already there. If not, links are in the description. And we'll be back next week, Thursday, 11:30 a.m. with another podcast.